guitar players. So happy that you are joining me this morning. My name is Ellen Britton, and here we are at my weekly Thursday morning Facebook Live mini guitar lesson. We do this every Thursday morning. We've been doing it for a while, 9:45 Central Time. So glad that you're here joining me. Of course, here on my Facebook guitar page, you can see all of my past mini lessons as well, and there's I don't know how many of them, dozens. Today we're going to do a super duper crazy common chord loop. So if you don't already know it, you're definitely going to want to learn about this one and put it to good use. But before we jump in the pool, let me just encourage you to look in the description because you will see a link to my website. Duh. And also there will be a quick link you can click on to sign up for my free monthly newsletter, which is really fun and has little interesting or big interesting things in there, interviews and features on some of my students who are doing really fun, amazing things in the music business, and some who are just doing fun, amazing things not in the music business, because you're also allowed to do that. So anyway, you're going to want to sign up for my free monthly newsletter. Usually I do one Zoom class per month. That's on hold right now for the holidays. We will be resuming in January. What will I be teaching that class on? I don't know. Sign up for my newsletter and you'll know as soon as I decide. So you're definitely going to want to do that. Also, I believe there's a link to my YouTube channel where there's a bunch of other cool stuff. So anyway, today what we're going to focus on is this 4-chord progression that is probably the most common chord progression that I know of, especially over the last, 40 or 50 years. Did Mozart use this? I'm sure he did, but he also had a few other progressions he did. Meanwhile, we songwriters and musicians currently, this is probably the most common chord progression I know of. And expressing it in numbers, which if you already use the number system, then you know how cool you feel when you do that and how smart it makes you. If you don't know about it, I highly recommend it. The progression is 1, 5, 6 minor, 4. And today what we're going to do is focus on that progression in the key of G. And it sounds like this. In the key of G, G is 1, 5 is D, 6 minor is E minor, and 4 is C. And if you're really clever / lazy, that's a good combo, you will play those chords such that your ring finger never moves. So I got my G chord like this. I keep it right where it is when I go to my D. I leave it right where it is when I go to my E minor. I play a certain E minor that enables me to leave my finger down. Then I leave it down for my C chord. So the whole entire time my ring finger's down, okay? So let me put a little groove to that and we'll see what that feels like. Now, who uses this? What songs can you play with this? Like a gajillion, million, trillion songs, okay? Everybody from the Beatles to Taylor Swift to Bob Dylan to Sam Hunt to everybody uses this chord progression, all right? You might, well, we'll get into the variations. We might talk about this again in a future mini guitar lesson. But anyway, so that particular groove in that particular key with that progression reminds me of a Taylor Swift song that I was playing recently and teaching. It's not necessarily her most famous one, but it goes da 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 da. It's called All Too Well. This is the entire song. Nothing else will happen, okay? And it's also Maroon 5. I'm just randomly free associating here. Every single living, breathing songwriter has probably used this somewhere or another. So the Maroon 5 song is actually in another key, so I'll probably sound really stupid singing it, but it goes, and she will be loved, she will be loved, okay? You know, about like this. Find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, etc. Okay, so that's another one. Or how about this? Different time signature. I don't know the words, but Kelly Clarkson does. Okay, and it's like, and Wagon Wheel, and just Jason Mraz songs. I mean, honestly, everyone has used this progression. So if you're a songwriter, you're definitely going to want to think about this progression. I'm going to guess that you may have actually already been using it without maybe realizing it. Now you have a way to think about it and to recognize it when you hear it in other songs, which is all day long. So 1, 5, 6 minor, 4. And I think in a future Facebook Live mini guitar lesson, we'll take a look at all the different sounds you can make with that, all the different things you can do with it, because of course, if it always sounded exactly the same way, all songs would sound the same, and they don't. So where's the variation in that? So we'll talk about that going forward. I do want to say, next Thursday is Thanksgiving, so I'm just not going to do this next Thursday. But I will resume 2 weeks from today, and that'll be December already, which is a truly scary thought, but that's the way time works. So I'll be back 2 weeks from today, first Thursday in December, resuming our Thursday morning Facebook Live mini guitar lessons, 9:45 a.m. So glad you decided to join me this morning. Scroll down on this page, and if this was fun for you, there's lots of other ones you can look at. You can go over to my YouTube channel, sign up for that free newsletter. You don't want to live without that if you don't have to, and you don't have to. So anyway, I'll see you 2 weeks from today, and meanwhile, stay in the groove.